David, how the you got two new signings on deadline day? How have they integrated in, and are they in contention for the weekend?
Yeah, they'll be in contention for the weekend. We've got a pretty healthy, decent squad at this point in time. So they had it was good to get them in last week because it gave us a wee bit of a free hit with them with not having a game on the Saturday. So we managed to get some training, some coaching time into them, and then this week we've kind of gained another training day with the Monday. Normally the Mondays are recovery group, so it's difficult to actually get a proper session in. So we've had 3 good sessions this week as well. So they've had, I think that's now 5 or 6 time in the grass with the players. So you're bedding in as much information as you can, but they're getting to know the group, for want of a better word.
Is this the best depth you've had at your disposal?
Probably, yeah. If everyone who is injured was available, I'd probably say yeah. That's been the best squad depth we've had at the football club. I felt it was good last year, but it was a championship squad depth. But definitely, if we got the boys that were kind of, I'm going to say more of a long term. Chris has been out a wee while now. Aidan Denham, Cammy Kerr. If they boys were kind of available, I would probably say it's the best squad depth we've had.
How key you see so many games being decided late on? How key is it being able to look to your bench and see these guys who can potentially come on and affect the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes of a game?
Speaking quite a bit in training, to be honest, and whether the modern day player believes you or not, we do a lot of work and we've got enough. We're kind of training with 22 outfield players most days, and you don't expect a drop off when you change the kind of teams or whatever groups they're training within. You don't expect a drop off, so that shows you kind of where the squad depth is. So I think it's massively important. In the Premiership, I think we've got a lot more knocks, a lot more muscle injuries now being back in the Premiership, and that just comes from one, the speed of the game, and the physicality within the speed of the game. So it's a different level from the Championship, and that's one that probably lends itself. You need to try and get as big a squad as possible, but as manageable as possible, because it's okay saying go and sign players, you've still got to manage that group of players.
How do you assess Aberdeen have gone a long time without a win in the league,
Yeah.
all the way back to April?
I've kind of lost track of the Premiership last year, in all honesty. I never really focused too much on it at all. So for me, I think they've spent money in the summer. I think they spent a few pounds in the summer. They've been backed. I'm trying to even think if I've met Jimmy. I'm not so sure I have. Maybe once. But I think they signed 4 boys at the tail end of the window. And for me, the 4 players that they signed are probably starting 11. So I think they signed really, really wisely at the end of the window. Stuart Armstrong's going to improve most squads in the Premiership. Kevin Nisbet's tried and tested. Mitchell Framer a wee bit short at left back. I know Nicky had been playing there at times, and Graham Shinney had played there at times. So he's going to give him a wee bit of squad depth in the left back area. And they brought another one in. I've seen a lot of his clips, and he looks like a really, really good player. So they've signed well in the summer, but they've went and reinforced that late on in the window with, for me, which looks like on paper 4 very, very good signings.
Yanick out to St Johnstone. What's the thinking behind that?
Probably, in all honesty, Yanick, I want to run with 4 wingers. And Teddy came to the table a couple of weeks ago with his agent saying he'd be interested in maybe staying if at all that was a possibility. I was quite happy to do that after speaking to the agent Teddy in the club. So it probably left me with 5 wingers, and then you're looking at Yanick. Yannick's the one that's needing as much game time in Scotland, Scottish football, as possible, to try and get him up to speed with the demands of Scottish football. So it was much more beneficial. I think it could have been really, really selfish for a squad point of view and kept Yanick in the building, but I think that would have been detrimental to Yannick's playing time, detrimental to Yannick's progression, and it probably would have set him back 6 months, because comes January you're maybe then looking to get him out and get that playing time. Hopefully, by what we've done here, there's a recall clause, there's a break clause in January. A recall clause for us, a break clause for St Johnstone. Hopefully January we're kind of using that clause. We've done something very similar with Joel Nibley when Joel had played in the UK previously, so Joel had a better understanding of the Scottish game. So it's just about getting Yanick minutes, and I was a wee bit top heavy in terms of the wingers. I don't want to be sitting with 5 first team wingers because there's always going to be somebody kind of misses out, and I'm not really want to do that. So it was just about getting Yanick minutes, and I felt we were a wee bit top heavy when Tete agreed his extension.
Have you seen enough from him so far to suggest he can go out there, have an impact, and then come back
Yeah,
here?
watched a lot of his footage, had a lot of good reports on him, and I think when we signed him, it was always going to be, it's not going to be someone you always hope that they're going to come in and light up the training sessions and be the best player in the park. To be honest, I've never seen it from anyone we've signed. It's kind of the ability level at Livingston, the ability level in Scotland's far higher than it gets credit for, in my opinion. So Yanick coming in was always going to be a wee bit of development thrown in there, a wee bit of an adaptation period thrown in there. So I didn't expect him, I hoped, but I didn't expect him to come in and kind of be in the starting 11 week in, week out. But with Tete signing, it's probably limited his game time, limited the minutes that I probably could have got him. And it's just where kind of I want him out playing minutes, because I think it's the quicker we get him adapted to Scottish football and the top end of the champs, a very good level, the better it's going to be for Yanick and Livingston.
So your team views anybody returning from the Hearts game or anybody out?
I'm trying to actually think. Returning. I don't think there's anybody returning. Aidan, Cammy, Chris. No, we're kind of, there's nobody actually stepped back into training, so no really. We're kind of much. You've got the 2 new ones who came in the building, so you've got the ones that signed late on in the window. We've got them, but no existing players coming back from injury.
Any new injuries?
A couple of nickel knocks, but nothing I'm going to tell you about.
You obviously want 3 points this weekend, David, but can you feel sympathy for the likes of Jimmy Thelins, who's also coming into the game under such pressures that he is?
This is going to sound a wee bit abrupt and harsh, and I don't mean it that way, no really. It's just the game now, innit? It's like, I used to feel sorry for managers that get sacked and lose their jobs, but I've been there, maybe not that side of it, but I've been in the Premiership. It's just so demanding. Someone's going to lose games, someone's not going to pick points up week in, week out. I just think it's the demands of the Scottish Premiership. It's, again, I'll go back to it, I think it's a much better level than it gets credit for. So do I feel sorry for other managers in this? Probably not, no, because they're my direct competitors at that point. Once the dust is settled and the season finished, and you maybe reflect potentially then, but nah, some is, so we're going to lose games of football, and it's the nature of the beast, isn't it? But I just kind of, how I've kind of just looked at this year, just focus on Livingston. I'm not really bothered what's happening with other managers, other teams. It's just solely focused on Livingston.
How different is the mindset then going into a game where you're not the team that's under pressure, like you said, you were that when you were in the Premiership?
I think we still are the team. Like we'll be under internal pressure, so we're expecting to go to Aberdeen. We want to get 3 points. We want to win that game of football. So there's going to be that expectation from within the group, from me, from my ownership. I've now got the pressures from above, which I maybe never had in previous years. So we'll put internal pressures on myself, and we'll just focus on us as a group. I'm not really bored about Aberdeen's running form, who they've signed. I just kind of focus on us and try and pick 3 points up. And there will be pressure on us as a group, because we'll put ourselves under pressure to go there and try and win that game of football.
Nicky Devlin, obviously one of your previous players, have you had any contact with him?
Speak to Nicky quite a wee bit, yeah. Like, we'll exchange texts in terms of Scottish Cup finals, international call-ups. We won a cup final last year, we got promoted. So I speak to Nicky now and again in terms of when there's been a development for Nicky or Livingston or myself. I've not spoke to him in a while, to be fair. I think the last time I probably had proper contact with him was in the summer. Obviously he's not going to be available for this game through the red card, so I've not had any contact with him. I might have sent a wee text if he was going to be available for the group, but nah, I've kind of just left it.
A wee bit different because of 2 different sets of brothers playing against each other at the weekend with Ziri and obviously the Shirries. Do you feel like it's something that
Never thought about that one, to be fair. Never really thought about that one. I wonder if that's happened previously.
Yeah.
2 sets of brothers.
Sets of brothers, yeah.
Just adds a wee bit of spice to the game, probably adds a wee bit of banter with the Yengies and the Shinnies. The mum and dads, especially Shins, his mum and dad, I think they try and get to a lot of the games, and sometimes it's maybe Andrew or Graham. So they've not got a decision to make this week. They're going to go along to the game. Teddy's a little bit different with his parent in Australia. So it brings a different dynamic for probably a bit of banter for the households. You not got in?
No.
Nothing? Hooray!
It's done me earlier on.